Have you ever paused to consider why it's the humble dandelion that first unfurls its vibrant yellow gaze after a long, drab winter? Within the plant kingdom, few possess such an indomitable will to thrive or such an almost defiant generosity. We've grown accustomed to taking it for granted, seeing it merely as a backdrop, a summer decoration. Yet, if we take a moment to truly observe, we'll discover a marvel of natural engineering. Taraxacum officinale. This name itself hints at a profound connection to the Greek words for soothing or healing. This plant is far more than just a bloom. It's a concentrated essence of sunlight, meticulously crafted by nature into a complex matrix of micronutrients. Our ancestors recognized it as a harbinger of well-being. In eras when human life pulsed in rhythm with the seasons, the first dandelion of spring signaled renewal. Emerging from a harsh winter, lean in vitamins, this plant became the initial and most potent wellspring of vitality. Examine its composition. It's a veritable multivitamin formula from the earth. Abundant in vitamin A, crucial for our vision and cellular protection. Vitamin K, responsible for the resilience of our blood vessels and bones. Vitamin C, iron, calcium, and manganese. But the dandelion's uniqueness isn't solely in its constituents, but in the exquisite harmony with which these elements are interwoven. These are not disparate chemical compounds synthesized in a lab. This is living tissue that our bodies readily recognize as akin to our own. Botanists refer to it as a mineral accumulator. With its robust, deep taproot, the dandelion draws rare salts and elements from the earth's depths, treasures inaccessible to most cultivated flora. It literally mines the subsurface, channeling its bounty to the surface. Ancient herbalists described the dandelion as possessing a hot nature, believed to invigorate stagnant bodily humors, sharpen vision, and restore ease of movement. And if we turn to modern science, we find that this ancient wisdom was remarkably prescient. The dandelion's principal secret lies in its characteristic bitterness, but don't shy away from it. In nature's lexicon, bitterness often speaks of health. This bitterness arises from specific compounds, glycosides like taraxacin, which make the dandelion an exceptional ally to our liver and gallbladder. They gently guide our bodies toward efficient digestion, effective blood purification, and the elimination of excess. But how precisely did people integrate this golden blossom into their lives across the centuries? How did they embrace this gift from the soil to ensure its benefits? While the leaves represent its outward reach, its connection to the sun, the root is its golden hoard, its internal archive storing energy for regeneration. In the traditional practices of various cultures, the dandelion was never merely seen as food. It was a ritual. In early spring, as the earth stirred, people gathered young leaves. In old France and Italy, a whole culture of spring salads emerged. Dandelion leaves were prized for their ability to awaken the body from its winter slumber. Such a meal was believed to literally cleanse the bloodstream and rejuvenate cells. They were never consumed in isolation. To temper their distinctive bitterness, the leaves were often steeped in ice-cold water or served warm with potatoes and butter. This pairing was no accident. Fats aided the body in absorbing the fat-soluble vitamins A and K, which are so plentiful in the dandelion. It was as if nature itself was providing the ideal recipe for health. Yet, the true marvel resides in the root. Have you ever considered why the dandelion root sweetens towards autumn? By the season's end, the plant accumulates up to 40% inulin. Inulin is an astonishing polysaccharide, currently the subject of extensive research in leading nutritional institutes worldwide. It's not a sugar that provides mere empty calories. It's intelligent sustenance for our internal microbial ecosystem. The dandelion's inulin serves as the perfect nourishment for beneficial gut bacteria. And, as we now understand, our immunity and longevity are profoundly linked to the health of our gut. Ancient healers, unfamiliar with the term "one," intuitively grasped this connection. They utilized dried and roasted root as a fortifying agent. In Slavic traditions, such a brew was known as "2." It contained no caffeine but imparted a deep, calm invigoration to the body, free from jitters or sudden blood pressure fluctuations. How, then, was this earthly gift utilized? In Britain, the recipe for the traditional beverage __3__ is still remembered. This fermented elixir of dandelion and burdock roots was consumed for mental vigor and skin clarity. In Central Europe, a rich golden syrup, _4, was crafted from the flowers, offering warmth and the sun's energy during cold seasons. However, it's vital to understand that the dandelion is not a magic cure for all ailments overnight. It's a supportive tool. Its effects are gentle and cumulative. It doesn't force organs to work, but rather creates an environment where the body can begin to heal itself. This is the philosophy of conscious nourishment, where every meal contributes to one's health reserves. Yet, beneath this simplicity lie crucial guidelines. How can we distinguish benefit from harm? When does nature signal caution? And how can we properly attune to the dandelion to make it a steadfast companion for years to come? Nature is a grand pharmacy, but every pharmacy has its protocols. Despite its benevolence, the dandelion demands respect and awareness. The first consideration is location. The dandelion acts as a natural filter, its roots and leaves capable of absorbing heavy metal salts from the soil and exhaust fumes. Never gather it where the city's breath or the road's fumes linger. Its true potency resides only where pure dew settles in the morning. Secondly, listen to your body. The dandelion's biochemistry is active. Its bitterness is a potent signal to the gallbladder. If you have gallstones or acute inflammatory conditions in your digestive organs, nature advises caution. In such instances, its gifts might prove too potent. Always start with small amounts and consult a specialist well-versed in the language of herbs. In our ancestors' practices, dandelion gathering was a time of quietude. It was believed the plant deserved gratitude, and there's a profound biological rationale behind this. Approaching the process with a peaceful spirit allows your body to better attune to absorbing its benefits. How, then, should we preserve this sunshine? Leaves are best consumed fresh, while their vital sap still pulses. Roots, however, should be dried slowly at a temperature not exceeding 40 degrees Celsius to preserve delicate enzymes and that crucial inulin. The dandelion is not merely a dietary supplement. It's a pathway to understanding that everything necessary for a long and fulfilling life is already in existence. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We simply need to learn to utilize what grows at our doorstep. But the dandelion holds secrets extending far beyond mere physical health. Did you know this flower is connected to the rhythms of the entire cosmos? Have you ever observed how meticulously the dandelion adheres to its daily schedule? Precisely at 6 o'clock in the morning, its golden petals unfurl to greet the first light, and at precisely 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they fold inward, preparing for rest. Carl Linnaeus, the great classifier of nature, used the dandelion as a key element in his floral clocks. This is not merely a reaction to light, it's a profound biorhythm. The dandelion senses the planet's pulse and the sun's movement with more accuracy than the most expensive Swiss timepieces. And when we consume it, we seem to wind our own internal biological clocks, aligning them with nature's tempo. But the most astonishing transformation occurs when the yellow bloom becomes a white, fluffy cloud. Each dandelion seed is a masterpiece of aerodynamics. Researchers from Lund University have discovered that a stable air vortex forms around the dandelion's parachute, enabling it to travel vast distances on the slightest breeze. This symbolizes the propagation of life. The dandelion teaches us lightness and trust. It fearlessly releases its progeny into the unknown, confident that the earth will embrace them everywhere. In alchemy, the dandelion was associated with the energy of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, wisdom, and prosperity. It was believed that simply contemplating a field of dandelions could alleviate melancholy and restore faith in the future. And if you observe these flowers in mid-May, you'll feel it yourself. An unrestrained surge of joy that seems to emanate directly from the earth. But what if I told you this common weed could hold the key to humanity's future survival? That it's our ticket to the stars and the salvation of our ecology? Today, as the world seeks ways to navigate an era of change, the dandelion is re-emerging. Futurist scientists are considering the dandelion as a foundational crop for future Martian colonies. Why? Because of its extraordinary hardiness and its complete lack of waste. The dandelion provides everything: vitamin-rich greens, nourishing roots, nectar for bees, and even rubber. The roots of certain dandelion species contain a sap nearly identical to natural latex. This means that in the future, we could produce environmentally friendly rubber not by felling tropical forests, but simply by cultivating dandelions in abandoned fields. Nature has already provided us with the technology. We simply need to implement it. The dandelion teaches us about cycles. It arises from a tiny seed, shines like the sun, transforms into an ethereal sphere, and disperses into 1,000 new lives, only to return again in spring. Herein lies its greatest wisdom. Life cannot be halted. It cannot be permanently paved over. It will always find a crack. It will always push towards the light. The next time you pass this yellow flower, pause for a moment and offer a silent bow of gratitude. For within this tiny plant lies the entire history of the earth and all its future. We often search for wonders in distant lands or complex technologies. But the true miracle, simple, humble, and incredibly potent, grows right at your feet. It awaits your attention. It is ready to share its strength. Cherish this connection. Cherish this gold that nature scatters for us each spring. For as long as dandelions bloom, this world holds hope. If this journey into forgotten knowledge has resonated with your heart, stay with us. Many more discoveries lie ahead, visible yet hidden from plain sight. Walk towards the light and remember, true strength lies in simplicity.